What's up, YouTube? ZiggyNo back. It's been a while. I've actually been doing a lot of stuff in YouTube, just hasn't been on this channel. And I've got a lot of stuff I was still cooking on the side. Man, I have to tell you, man, I got so many ideas. I just wish I had more time. I think it's one thing I realized how important time is and how precious little time we have. And I'm pretty much an obsessive like multitasker. Anyway, let's get to the point of this video. Today in this video, I want to kind of put together a response video to kind of what I'm seeing in the sports card slash NFT space. My favorite channel, Card Ladder guys, was it Chris and Josh, did a video on NFTs, comparing them to sports cards. And I enjoyed it. I thought it was very interesting. And it just made me think to myself, who cares? I mean, like, I guess what I got from him, he was very defensive, like, don't compare sports cards to NFTs. We are not like NFTs. NFTs, I mean, it was pretty good. I mean, I definitely do recommend, if you haven't watched it, check it out. Especially if you don't like NFTs. If you don't like NFTs, you're going to watch that video and be like, yeah, exactly. And the only thing I thought to myself was, who cares? Like, I think collectibles are collectible, right? Like, first of all, they're a first world problem, right? To collect anything, whether you're collecting toys from the Happy Meals, Beanie Babies, sports cards, or NFTs, that's a first world problem. But I just thought it was interesting because I feel like, I guess here's one thing else I've noticed. I am absolutely a crossover from sports cards to NFTs. I can tell you that, but I am not the norm. Shocker, right? You're like, Ziggy, we know you're not the norm. But I'm just saying, I am not I'm an early adopter. I don't fit in that middle of the bell curve, guys. I don't. So what I do, most people don't do the same stuff I do, right? It's just not that. I realize that. And I also, it's all when I talk to sports card friends, and this is on my sports card channel, don't want to tell you to get NFTs. I just think they're neat and I think they're interesting. If you're kind of like learning and hearing about technology, like the blockchain made a lot of it was interesting to me. And now seeing some use of the blockchain is really cool. Like one project that I think is really cool is blockchain and identity, which I stumbled across in the NFT world, but I'm not here to talk about. But anyway, my point here today is I want to talk about some of the things that I noticed between NFTs and sports cards, right? I'm also going to mention some of my the guys I used to follow over at Lucas and Tigers, Cage and Andrew are very invested in NFTs, right? They're very big in NFT world. They do a lot of sports card content. They've tried to do this crossover. I think they took a lot of negative criticism from it. I mean, I haven't, I'll put it this way. I got kicked out of their Discord. I've been back, but I don't think that Discord was happy about NFTs. And Discord is critical to NFT. It's kind of weird. Like, I can't explain it. Anyway, I do want to get to some points today, and I'm going to share with you some stuff. For example, scamming. Both of these industries are ripe with scamming. I mean, let's be honest. I think every industry is going to have scamming. If you know, I guess that's just freaking human nature. Sad to say. I've seen some creative stuff in the scamming world, but I'd also say they both self-police. Like I've had a lot of people reach out to me and tell me, "Don't do this. Watch out for that. Be careful of that." So it's a really helpful community. I don't think one has an advantage over the other. I think there's more recourse in the NFT crypto world, really, which is NFTs really are crypto derivatives for recourse on where it happened or how to stop from happening again. I don't know if you'll find the guy who's in China or in Russia or whatever who did the scam, but it's just, I don't know, it's different. Both have scamming. What I've realized though too is that both are global, but NFTs are definitely more globally accessible, much more globally accessible. And it seems to me that NFTs have nothing to do, like the people collecting NFTs don't even know what sports cards are. It's not even their wheelhouse. They are mainly crypto guys who got into like art slash NFT projects, right? And to them, they're chasing these communities, right? And to me, I've always wondered what community was. Here's what I would tell you, what I have learned what a community is. Exclusivity. Okay? That to me is the most valuable utility of a community so far. I haven't seen it executed in a super wonderful way, but I haven't researched, right? So, for example, I haven't gotten into Board 8 Yacht Club because I can't afford to, nor would I'm going to try to, but I assume there's some exclusivity in that club. I know they do special drops and you get merchandise with that to the individuals who are members, and that's pretty cool, right? That's an exclusivity, kind of like Supreme, right? The Supreme brand. Even just back to one of the things collectors like is exclusivity on is something rare. And there are only a few of them, how to get access to it. Give you an example of one project that I saw, which is interesting, is you get access to Snoop Dogg and Snoop Dogg's virtual party. There's 1,000 of these VIP passes to give you access to that. Now, That means you could in theory be in a virtual room with the Snoop Dogg and pitching him on something or talking to him, right? That goes back to the utility. And again, I don't want to go too on a tangent here, sports card friends, but goes back to Gary Vee and how he's monopolized or monetized his time through NFT, right? So global. I think NFTs, one other thing I saw them mention there is that they didn't like them comparing NFTs and cards. Look, both are going to be around. I don't care, right? Cards are going to be around. Cards have been around. NFTs have just come on the scene. I heard some arguments. There's no historical data. Here's the best thing. Here's the best thing about NFTs. NFTs markets are right now driven by market demand, market supply and demand. Card prices are manipulated like there's no tomorrow. Okay, so that is one major thing I'd point out. Now, I know NFT price can be manipulated too, but not quite the same way that sports cards price can be manipulated or scammed or whatever. So global market. And again, I really think when you think NFTs, just think stamps, coins. Remember your dad, maybe your uncle collected stamps and coins too. And then it got into commodities, maybe cards, other things, bottles of wine. I used to collect wine. I used to be a wine collector. And now NFTs, right? So I put that in the same lump. Crypto coins, or people collect that. So now let me spend some time talking about community. Okay. And I want to make a quick point here too before you people drop off, because most people don't listen to my whole video. But here's one thought. NFTs and the NFT collectible market space is really at the beginning. And it's not just the beginning of the market, but beginning of the definition of the use and utility. I've got a great idea, by the way. I'm going to share later on in the video. It's not just, sports cards have peaked. Sports cards have peaked. Does that make sense? NFTs have great potential to do lots of things. And you're going to see this, right? Identities, gaining access to events, exclusivity, club, whatever it might be. But sports cards have peaked. Like, you're not going to use your Michael Jordan 86 Fleer to get into a concert. No one's going to care, right? You wouldn't want to take it out to the concert, right? You'd be worried you lose it. I just can't explain that. Like, sports cards have peaked. They've peaked. We've maximized their value in this whole grading charade, I'll call it, right? Because it's just basically one man's opinion. It's a third party's opinion, an independent third party that might not be that independent, right? It's their opinion. I think we've peaked in the sports card world. If that makes sense. Now, the market will continue, and I think there's lots of changes, but Fanatics really said it, right? If you could make the market clean, where you buy a card, it's limited, where it's limited to, it's graded, it's protected, whatever it is, has special meaning to you. Again, there's so many things that you can tie into sports cards. I mean, there's been some great innovations with Topps and what they do with, you get a button, and the button can tell you where the relic or the jersey came from. You can see the game. There's some great stuff going on. Boy, I'm rambling here right now. Community to me is what separates these two worlds. Now, this is going to be interesting, because what I would say is, in the sports card world, there's definitely what feels to be a more physical presence of community. Like, you feel like you could choke the guy's throat, whether it's that you saw him in an email, you saw him on YouTube or something like that. Where in the crypto NFT world, you're like, I don't know who the hell these people are, right? That is a huge difference in community. I'm still also early in the community, so I don't want to judge communities. All communities have good and bad. In fact, one thing I've noticed is that there's no vouching or vetting in the community, as I've seen so far, where sports cards seem to be more mature in that market space. In fact, one area I think would be a great bleed over, and everybody wants to bleed over NFT to make money. You don't have to make money off the NFT, but NFTs would be perfect in the sports card world to vouch who you are as a trader, a dealer, whatever you might do, that your credibility, and then people could, I don't know. I think that's kind of an ID you could carry. I think that's maybe more of an idea, I guess, but I think there's some great use. You can use it for a break. You can use it to gain access to a show or a virtual system, or buy a product at a special price because you're part of a dealer's group. I don't know, but I can see that bleed over where NFTs start helping in sports cards, but I don't see one replacing the other. I don't see guys who collect sports cards collecting NFTs. If that makes sense. So in summary, which I've just kind of been lecturing here for a little bit, and I hope you guys, are listening to this. As a collector of both sports cards, which I've gotten not as excited about recently. I think part of that is just the over minting, the brutality of the market space. I don't know. I just don't enjoy it as much. And somebody's new to the NFT market space and enjoying that. Now in the NFTs, I've just been researching, buying where I can. I really haven't been doing much selling. I have not seen any huge profits. Oh, let me just tell you a quick story. NFT launched this week. Had a community of 250 250,000 Discord members. 250,000 Discord members. Let me just explain that to you. In the sports card world, the largest community that I've seen identified would have to be sports card investors of 100,000+ and his YouTube subscribers, right? 250,000 Discord members for an NFT project. Not like they were 250,000 subscribed, Disney members in the Disney Discord. No, this is a Discord for this specific NFT. And they did a very fair launch, in my opinion, where they selected 8,888 individuals to get minted an NFT for 0.2 ETH. That was basically you had to spend $700, and if you could actually get two. So you could buy two of these minted items, right, for $1,400. They minted and went on the market yesterday. The current sale price on those, the current floor on that is 5.5 to 6 ETH, which is roughly $20,000. So a $700 investment 48 hours ago is worth $20,000. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that in sports cards. And look, let me be honest with you, that's not the norm in the NFT space. That's a rarity. That is a huge rarity. That's everybody tells a great story. I can also tell you a couple stories where there have been some rug pulls where people invested in the NFT project and the people just disappeared. And I can see how that could happen. I totally can see how that can happen. And in fact, I got to think more of it's going to be coming. I really do. There's such a move in all these projects that I think eventually some of these are going to fall apart. First of all, what keeps people, to keep to their deadlines or their roadmaps or their project plans? We'll have to see. But the potential is amazing. Thanks, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video.